itself. In the meantime, West African community has criticized Ghana for the way it's treated Nigerian businesses operating there. Ghana wants the Nigerian businesses setting up shop to pay $300,000 that as a threshold deposit, and must employ no fewer than 10 Ghanaians before they're issued with business licenses. Now, some of the Nigerian officials said this was against the spirit of brotherhood and the ECOWAS protocol itself. To unpack all of this, we're joined from our Lagos studio by Opeyemi Agbaje, CEO of Resource and Trust Company. Of course, Opeyemi, this is just a headline that we've seen surface here in South Africa. Some say that it is a bit of an over-exaggeration. In your books, to what extent is this a real problem?
I think it's a real problem. Apparently, the Ghanaian investment laws require foreign entities involved in retail trade to have a minimum capital of $300,000. The laws do not distinguish between ECOWAS community citizens and other foreigners, and therefore implicitly disregards the notion of an ECOWAS. Moreover, the threshold for retail businesses of $300,000 is clearly unreasonable in the context of the Ghanaian or indeed the West African economy. So it seems, I would say, that there is some intent here to exclude foreigners and specifically Nigerians from retail business in Ghana.
So at this stage of the game, we've got all foreigners wanting to do business in Ghana really facing these stringent conditions. So what we're calling for is actually just ECOWAS, or members of the ECOWAS region, to actually, be given more lenient rulings moving forward. What exactly is being called for? Are we just looking at a reduction in that $300,000 level that's been set?
I think the practical effect, of course, is that virtually all the foreigners that you would have trying to do retail business in Ghana would tend to be ECOWAS citizens. So even though it says foreigners, and a disproportionate amount, of course, will be Nigerian citizens. I think most people who have looked at the situation believe that threshold of $300,000 is clearly unreasonable, and they feel that it needs to be lower. In the context of ECOWAS, I think it flies in the face of the notion of economic integration and creating a monetary zone and all of those things that the ECOWAS is about. So it's really an issue about whether Ghana and indeed the rest of West African countries are serious about ECOWAS, and do they really want an economic zone, economic integration or not?
Well, already what we're seeing unfolding here has started having impact on some businesses' operations. Standing in the spotlight has been Globacom. It's declared its preparation to pull out of Ghana as a result of frustrations being experienced in that country. I mean, what kind of response have the Nigerian government come up with regards to this?
I believe there is diplomatic discussions around these issues going on. There are reports that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Commerce and Industry in Nigeria are in touch with the Ghanaian authorities. I believe the Nigerian embassy in Ghana may also be engaged on these issues. I think that by and large, I hope that it would not get to the point where a company like Globacom would pull out of that country. I suspect they don't wish to do that. I believe they've cried out essentially to attract the type of responses that we're seeing now. And hopefully their complaints, which are essentially that all sorts of barriers are being put in the place of their rollout, will be addressed and they can stay in that country.